Here comes a new challenger!
Hello there everyone, and welcome to another, well, 3 specific gimmicks that may or may not help you in an actual match that are for 3 different, specifically different characters. Very specific. And so, you know, you could watch the last video and the outro and the card on top, but let's begin with the first character in no particular order. This isn't from a best to worst. No. So let's get started. Alright, now for this first gimmick, it has something to do with Anvil. I don't know if you guys... This sort of move works like Pac-Man's Hydrant. And if you know anything about that move, it's kind of like a solid wall. Unlike things like, well, this, you could just walk past it really easily. Anvil, not so much. You can walk past it, depending on your character, but ultimately, there's nothing getting through it. However, there's a little gimmick you can do with this. If you run towards it, you do something like that. And I don't know how fast you can do it, but I'm sure your opponent will be very confused as to why you're running into a unpassable object. This can work with like DDD and Pac-Man's Hydrant, like I mentioned earlier. DDD's most apparent, where he'll just be zooming and grooving, and I guess I'll show that for like a different video. But you know, it's essentially just I don't know why this works or how this works. I just know that it does work, and it's just super silly, and I love it. You know, again, I don't know how. No, okay, you can do it. It's silly. So, you know, as long as you're fast with your buttons, okay. It's not even that hard to do consistently. So there you go. As long as you can do that consistently all the time, you know, you'll catch someone off. Now, if you're thinking, can I roll forward with this? No. Nah, if you roll forward, things will just be normal. Actually, you'll slow down a bit more, but if you roll away, you're definitely getting some distance. Alright, and while we're here, let me just show off something else, because this isn't really a gimmick, this is more so just matchup knowledge. But crafting table is really useful against characters like Min Min, or even Pokemon Trainer here with Squirtle and Charizard, because moves like Side B, for instance, will just get stopped by the crafting table. I don't know how if you guys ever knew that, but if you ever like were, you know, you're grinding out materials for Steve and you're against a Pokemon Trainer or even a Min Min, you could simply have the crafting table there, and if they try to go for like a Side B because they don't think you'll react in time, don't worry, your crafting table's got you. Or more often, this is likely to happen, where a Squirrel will use Side B to try to hit you like that, but then they'll end up hitting the crafting table and basically not go anywhere. You can even punish them for doing that if you really know how to use the crafting table to your advantage. That was just a little bit extra, you know. It's not, like I said, it's not really a gimmick. It's just more so something you can use in specific matchups. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I guess one of the things I'll be covering, which is going to be the next thing, is specifically a matchup only thing, but, well, let me just show you what I mean. So yeah, as I said, this is more so a matchup sort of thing that you should know or not know. Basically, Captain Falcon here really doesn't like being off stage, because that can happen to him. What you saw there was that Falcon grabbed me with his up B, and Patui hit him. This also works on Ganondorf. The idea basically is to let Falcon grab you. Of course, you're gonna take some damage for going for this, but, you know, I mean, it's not like you're putting yourself in a bad spot anyways. You're just forcing it, Falcon or Ganon, to grab you, and then they take the hit, and there's nothing they can do about it. I think this is actually something that's really useful, and, you know, I don't really see Piranha Plants do this. Be mindful of one thing: Patui will always send in whatever direction you're facing. So I was facing right, it sent right, but if I face left, it'll send left. So obviously, if I'm edge guarding Falcon, and I'm trying to do this, you want to aim it towards the blast zone and just keep doing it over and over again, and there's nothing Falcon will be able to do anything about it, because Patui will always hit. The same applies to Gandorf, like I said. So yeah, that's a fun little gimmick. I don't know if you guys ever do that. I'm pretty sure this could work with other moves too, if it's like a similar property. Like, for instance, like Sephiroth as an example. Obviously, Sephiroth up B isn't a grab, but he's more likely to like hit you with his Octo Slash, right? And then he'll just get hit by the spiked ball. So again, that, you know, that's something to experiment with, right? I just wanted to show it off with Falcon here because it was the most apparent, and of course other recoveries similar-ish you can use this against. It's really helpful, it's really nice. So yeah, I hope that teaches you a little bit of something that you probably didn't know you could do before. Alright, and for this last one, it's a pretty simple gimmick. It's a super easy gimmick to get away with, and it's pretty reliable, all things considered, especially on stages like Town and City. So what is this dumb little gimmick? Well, it requires a bit of RNG on Hero's end, but essentially, for those who don't know, Hero, of course, has a 1 in 8th chance to crit with any of his smash attacks. And if he does, it deals massive damage and knockback. What you might not have known is that up smash crit and normal crit and normal smash are radically different from each other, right? Because up smash out of all the smash attacks is the weakest, but with crit it's the strongest. So yeah, that's not dealing much now, right? Obviously. But look at how far he was sent, and that was at 20%. Man, if I had stale moves on, he probably would have lost his stock, because that's just the power of crit up smash. However, it's not really reliable to get. There's no launcher into it, unlike say Marth or Lucina up smash. You know, there's no launcher to it, you know, or more to compare. Sephiroth's up tilt, you know, that has a launcher hitbox into the up tilt. So, you know, there's no reliable way to get it, and the hitbox itself is super skinny. All right, like I barely hit Sephiroth there, just barely, right? It's probably because of his knees. You should really check that out, Sephiroth. But anyways, so obviously, as you could tell, very hard to hit hitbox, no launcher. So is there any reliable way of gimmicking a stock then? Well, there are two ways to actually combo into up smash. One is a true combo and the other one's more so a setup. The true combo is as follows: falling up air. This thing is super spammable. All right, super safe. All right, I'm like, as you can see, I'm holding shield as I fast fall with it. All right, your opponent, I highly doubt they're gonna punish this, and obviously for smaller characters this won't really work, but on bigger characters like Sephiroth here, you can go for falling up air up smash. And even though the combo counter doesn't say it's true, it is true, because, well, you see there, it was true there. But for most characters, their fastest option is a frame 3 air dodge, which is why the game doesn't count it. But this is true, and so obviously, if you could, you could in theory just continuously spam your up air, and then go for a up smash, and there you go. You took their stock. That's great, awesome, outstanding. There's another way of doing this though. There's another, and it's a setup like I mentioned, and it's only best used with platforms, preferably platforms that you can, well, reliably get to with your up B. Now up B, whoosh, all right, it's very special on how it works. It's a single hit, costs 5 mana, and it will send your opponent in the opposite way of what you're facing. So obviously I'm facing forward, Sephiroth will be sent back. But if I'm facing away from Sephiroth, then he will be sent away from me. All right, so regardless of what side he's in, he'll always go behind Hero, whatever direction Hero's facing. the opponent will go the opposite way. It's a really fast out of shield option, a really good out of shield option. And so the setup is as follows. It's that simple. Now on stages like Town and City, it's much easier to get something like this off. So there you go. And of course, if your opponent air dodges a certain way, or you know, like if they try doing a move, most often than not, because this is a disjoint, you'll likely win the interaction if they try doing something. And if they air dodge, you know they're gonna air dodge, obviously you go for something like this, right? Like F smash if they're going away from you, right? Or I guess, you know, if I could even tell where Sephiroth is gonna land, but I guess not. Pain. But essentially, I mean, he's a non-moving opponent. But what I'm saying is that if they air dodge away, for instance, you can catch their air dodge with an F smash, and obviously if it crits, you know, that's a lot of damage. All right. The same basically applies here. If you get the up smash, you know, a little bit higher percent, that's basically a stock loss. You know, obviously I have stale moves off, but there you go. That's a nice little gimmick. I don't know if you guys ever knew about. Fun fact, you know, just so you guys are aware, if down smash crits, both hits crit, and Hero has a hitbox on his body when he does down smash, I don't know if I could show it off this well. Let me, I'm gonna try though. But essentially, there it is. And essentially, what that means is that if they shield and they get caught in between both hitboxes and it crits, not only are you basically having tons of shield stun, which means Hero is safe, essentially, but Hero gains so much mana because crits grant you more mana. So if you're low on mana, right? If you're low on mana and they're at a low percent, again, go for this gimmick, and if it crits, not only are you basically taking away a stock, but you're getting a bunch of mana back, and it's time to play the fun RNG game. Ain't it fun? I have a whole analysis on Hero, by the way, if you want to see that. And with that all being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a few things. You know, it's kind of fun. I liked making the last one, and so I liked making this one. If there are any more specific gimmicks, either against specific characters or just fun things you want to mention that could actually be useful in, like, say, a competitive play-ish, right? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want me to show something else off with, like, items specifically, then we'll make that, like, a bonus part of another episode, right? You know, I'm thinking I'm gonna call this three more specific gimmicks per character, and then the next one will be titled three more. So, you know, you get where I'm going with that. But with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, please take care of yourself. Let's reach 1,000 subs, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.